So for this video, I'm gonna be doing possibly doing a review. Now, before I get to start with this video, if you guys don't, I'm gonna be talking about some of the gameplay footage, and if you guys want to be spoiled, please do not watch this video. Um, I'll be briefly explaining about the gameplay, the presentation, and also the overalls and what I think is the pros and cons. So for this game I'm going to be review is I'm a die-hard fan of this series. I've been a fan of the series since I was about 6 years old, and ever since I've played all the games, I watched all the movies, I've read most of the comics, and proud to say it's my number one favorite gaming series of all time. And I'm proud to say that this game I'm going to be talking about on my PlayStation 3 is people are going to be thinking, is it Resident Evil 5? Is it Resident Evil 6? No, it's not those two games, but it's actually Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Now, before I get started with this game, when I first saw the trailer to this game, I thought, okay, maybe they're bringing back some of the survival horror from Resident Evil 2 and 3. And I saw the other gameplay footage at E3 for the demo, and I thought to myself, this is pretty much a third person squad based shooter, kind of like Spec Ops: The Line and Gears of War. Now, from my own perspective in this game isn't really that bad. If you guys play Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, then you'll understand what is going on with the story. If you guys haven't, then I would avoid playing this game. This game is better off playing online with co-op and with your friends, because if you try to do it solo, it's not as fun. Story will probably take you about 5 hours to beat, depending on the difficulty setting. Um, there's also memorable characters. There's not really much memorable scenes in the game. Sure, they brought back the zombies, but they also brought back Nemesis, Ada Wong, Claire Redfield, Sherry Birkin, and Leon Scott Kennedy. Also, Hunk and Nikolai from the older Resident Evils. Do I think this game is pretty bad? Honestly, I don't think it is. If this game deserves a lot of attention, but from what I've seen, this game has been broken. There's a lot of bugs and there's glitches, and sometimes the AI in this game is retarded. That I understand. But if you're gonna criticize a popular franchise that came out in the 90s, you're gonna be saying to myself, "Oh, I wish I would have listened sooner, so I wouldn't have to be a bitch or cry about anything." Um, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City is not the best Resident Evil game in my opinion, but this game is good. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I've been a fan of the series my entire life since the very beginning, and every Resident Evil game that I played has been very, very good. Resident Evil has never disappointed me. Has never disappointed me. Do I think this game is good? Yes. Do I recommend to any of the die-hard Resident Evil fans? Absolutely. If you guys aren't fans of Resident Evil, then that's fine. I'm not going to criticize you guys for not being a fan. But if you guys want a fun third-person squad-based shooter, and if you want a fun co-op game to play with your friends and get all the trophies all you want, then I would give Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City a try. You may think it may be a little bit difficult for the campaign, but when you play like the first 2 hours, the controls you'll get used to the controls. It's not hard to use, but give this game a shot, and hopefully you guys will understand why this game deserves a lot of attention. And also, this game, as of last year, this game has sold over 3 million copies, which I was kind of surprised because this game didn't get a lot of sales when this game came out. And this game's been out since March 20th, 2012. And this was also my very first PlayStation 3 game that I had gotten for last year. This game is good. I'm not going to give it a score because when I do reviews, I never give any games by score. I give scores by presentation, by gameplay, and all that stuff. Now the story behind Resident Evil Operation City is pretty much simple. It takes place between Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. You get to have four people on your squad, the USS, who are a bioterrorism group searching out to destroy Umbrella's bioterrorism, and your job is to destroy all the evidence as you possibly can. Now, with this game, you can choose your recon class, your surveillance class, sorry, your recon, your surveillance, your health, and your assault and field recon. Now, you get characters such as Four Eyes, Spectre, Beltway, Lupo, Vector, Beltway, and I forgot who else, Bertha. Um, and you also get to choose your secondary weapons, such as your handguns. You can choose magnums, and then for your main weapons, you can choose your submachine guns, assault rifles, light machine gun, heavy machine gun, or whatever. Now, when you first start with the game, you'll recognize a familiar face named Hunk, who was originally on Resident Evil 2, and the voice acting is it's okay. It's not the best in the series, but they could have done a better job with the AI because no matter what difficulty setting you play, the AI is pretty damn stupid. There are times where you're trying to go to your coverage system and you're trying to shoot an enemy, and sometimes they'll come right behind you and you'll stay in cover, and sometimes they'll push you out while you're trying to cover and not trying to get hit. And to me, that's pretty retarded. Now, how this game system works is on the far left corner, you get to choose your type of grenades. You can carry antibodies, which you get infected. So that pretty much means if you walk up by a zombie and then you accidentally get bitten, and if you don't press the right button sequence, you'll get infected. And then when you're infected, your health drains, and you have to use antibody burial spray. And what that does is when you spray it your health stops, and your health is pretty much um, stay where it's at, and your health goes a little bit, but it's not too fast. So you get to choose that, and you also get to choose special abilities depending on your different class of the characters. Um, I won't go into much detail, but there are times where um, if you're playing on the hardest difficulty, professional mode, and if you get hit a lot of times, there are times where one of your AI is trying to heal you, but it heals your other teammate instead, and that can be very frustrating at times. But this game is quite good. It's one of my top. It's probably on the top of my favorite games of 2012. Um, this game is good. I would recommend to all the die-hard Resident Evil fans out there. But if you're not a fan of the Resident Evil franchise, and if you're wanting to experience something new, then I would go. Then I would suggest playing the older Resident Evils on the PlayStation Network. You can get Director's Cut, Resident Evil 2, 3, and you can also get Resident Evil Code Veronica X, and then also you can get Darkside Chronicles and Umbrella Chronicles, and also Resident Evil 4 and 5, and then also Resident Evil 6, the latest one that came out, which is my game of the year, of course. Overall, this game is good. It doesn't have it doesn't have a wow factor by any means, but this game deserves a lot of attention. I know there's a lot of people who are saying this game sucks. It's not the same Resident Evil as we know. If you were to say that, stick that to yourself. I'm not trying to be all aggravated towards your opinions, but this game really deserves a lot of attention. This game is actually pretty fun doing it solo, only if you're doing it on normal or veteran difficulty. But what I really like about Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City is the fact that there's versus mode. You can get time. You can get you can do team attack, which is biohazard, which is kind of like capture the flag, except you do it by G virus samples, which I think is pretty fun. And there's also heroes mode, and that what pretty much means is you get to choose different sides, and you get to choose memorable characters like Nikolai, Leon Scott Candy, Ada Wong, Jill Valentine, Chris Red, not Chris, no sorry, not Chris Redfield, Claire Redfield, and also Honk, and also another character named Lone Wolf, who is kind of like uh I don't know. It's kind of like Hunk's brother, but I don't know. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong or anything, but yeah, this game is good. I recommend this to any hardcore Resident Evil fans out there who enjoyed the previous ones. And it's pretty much a third-person squad-based shooter like Spec Ops: The Line, and of course Gears of War, and of course the older James Bond games. So, um, if I had to give a score, which I won't do, but if I did, I would probably give this game a 6.5 out of 10. Again, it's not the best Resident Evil game in the series, but this game is quite fun. It's very enjoyable. There's not a lot of memorable mentions to this game. There's not a lot of wow factor in it, but give this game a chance. You may like it, you may not. If you do, leave the comments below and tell me what you think about the game and what you think of the presentation, the campaign, and or whatever. So, and on the front of the cover, you got Vector holding a zombie, and you also got Lupo and Beltway and then Tyrant right here. You already know who Tyrant is. He was one of the main bosses in Resident Evil Director's Cut, and also Nemesis from Resident Evil 3 is back. But um, I also another thing I would like to add about the Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City is the look for Jill Valentine. They could have done a lot better with her face. Her face is pretty messed up, but they could have done a lot better. And um, spoils, if you haven't played the DLC with the other Bravo, not Bravo team or whoever, I don't know. I'm losing my mind over here. um, Another character that's been brought back is Carlos from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and when you get this game, you only get one free mission, but you have to buy all the downloadable content. And I believe it's $15 if you want to buy extra missions. But I already own them all. I thought they were enjoyable. There's also new characters such as Willow and Party Girl and Harley and Sonata. Or I can't. Sorry if I mispronounce his name, but overall, this game is really good. I recommend it. It's very fun. It's better when you're doing it with a friend. And if you want to help your boost online, and if you guys out there who want to, if you need help boosting the trophies, or if you want to help me, I'll leave a description below for my PlayStation Network ID, my ID, and hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned, looking for more. Also, one more thing before I end this video. The one thing about Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City that really surprised me was the music. Now, the music to this game is quite enjoyable, actually. Um, it's not like the previous Resident Evils, like Code Veronica or Resident Evil Zero, or possibly the Resident Evil remake on the GameCube version. But the soundtrack to this game is actually quite good. And that's all I gotta say about this review. Sorry this review is very long. Hopefully I won't do more longer reviews, but only reason why I'm doing a longer review for this video is because Resident Evil is one of my all-time favorite series of all time. I grew up playing the series. I've been a fan since I was 6, and hopefully we get to see a new Resident Evil in the works, and hopefully they'll bring back some of the survival horror elements and bring back the original enemies like the Lickers, the Hunters, the Crimson Heads, you know, the spiders, zombie dogs, or the plants from Resident Evil 2 in the laboratory. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. No matter what you do, it would help me a lot. And hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be on the lookout for more.